Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Stella here and I'm a health educator. Today in this video we'll be talking about feminine hygiene tips for every woman. What are those things that you need to do or that you don't need to do in order to be healthy down there? So if you are new to my channel, please endeavor to subscribe so that you'll be notified when I post videos like this. And also turn on the notification button so you'll be notified when I post videos like this. Now let's get to the topic immediately. Welcome back. Like I said earlier, we'll be talking about feminine hygiene tips, and this time I'll be dividing the video into two. One will talk about the do's and the other one will talking about the don'ts of feminine hygiene tips. What are the things that we need to do and what are the things that we don't need to do in order to be healthy in our feminine area. Now let's get into it. The first thing that we need to not do, the don'ts of feminine hygiene tip, is do not douche. You might have heard this before, but why is it very important that you avoid douching? Douching is a method of using solutions to clean your feminine area. But hey, your feminine area can actually clean itself. It's self-cleansing, so you do not need to wash it with anything. Rather, you can use unscented soap and water only to wash them. And if you are using douching, it can actually introduce bacteria or infections into your feminine area. So this is something that you do not want to do at all. So the second thing that we don't want to do is using scented products or fragrances in treating or maintaining our feminine area. Our feminine area, when you use scented products, you will notice that if they mix up with blood, they can actually make the smell to worsen. So you do not want to introduce bad bacteria or infection into your feminine area. There is something else that we need to know about this, is that our body pH balance, fragrances or douching can actually throw them off. Our body pH balance is around 3.5 to 4.5. And when we use unscented product, they can actually throw it off balance. Okay, now the important part is that the acidity of this pH balance in our private parts can actually kill bacteria on its own. So when you make it less acidic, okay, this can actually cause harm to it. It can actually potentially cause infections as it is introducing bad bacteria. It cannot fight itself anymore. So we want to avoid pads, soaps, or tampons that contain scents or fragrances. Okay, so the third thing that we do not want to do is using petroleum jelly, baby oil, or glycerin during intercourse. Lubrication is important, it's also good while having intercourse, but you don't want to use products like petroleum jelly, baby oil, or glycerin. Glycerin in itself contains sugar, so you do not want to use glycerin or the ones that I mentioned earlier. Rather, you can opt in for things like water-based or oil-based or silicone-based lubrication. Okay, these are safe for you because when you use petroleum jelly or glycerin, this might cause inflammation, it might lead to infection, and it can also lead to itching or something like that. So we need to avoid petroleum jelly while having intercourse. Now the fourth thing that we do not need to do is shaving our pubic hairs entirely. Do not shave it bare. Okay, our pubic hair is actually there for a reason. Okay, the reason is this: your pubic hair actually protects you from infection. It keeps the bad bacteria away. It also serves as a cushion when we are sitting down in order not to to avoid anything that can actually potentially touch our vulva. It can actually keep it safe. Okay, so you don't want to shave it bare. Keep your pubic hairs, trim it to a minimum and keep it there. It might not look sexy, except if there is need for it. It might not look sexy, like I said, but it's actually safe for you not to shave it bare. Okay, and the fifth don't is do not use dirty hands in touching your private parts. Your private parts, before you touch them, you need to wash your hands properly. Whether it is you or your man that wants to touch it, please do not use dirty hands, because dirty hands can actually potentially cause harm. It can introduce infections to our private parts. Okay, so these are the don'ts Now we'll be talking about the do's. The first thing is to wear 100% cotton underwear. Now, the cotton underwear actually is breathable. It's something that when you wear it, it will not retain moisture in your private part. So you need that part to be dry. And cotton underwear actually makes it to be dry. It keeps it cool instead of making it moist. As moisty, our private parts can actually, potentially draw attention to infections. Okay, so that is number one for deduce. So the second thing that you want to do is to practice safe sex. Okay, safe sex. By safe sex, it means it's not everybody that you allow to have sex with you. And secondly, why even engaging in intercourse, please use protection. After intercourse, you need to wash your private part and also pee as well. This will actually help to keep your private part safe after intercourse. Now, what is the third thing that we need to do? We need to eat nutritional diets that will help you to keep your feminine area healthy. And some of these nutritional diets includes yogurt. Yogurt contains probiotic, and probiotic is a good bacteria. It's not the bad one. So you need probiotic, okay, so as to be able to keep your private parts safe. Now, the second thing is food that is also good for our private part is pineapple. Pineapple is also very, very good. It contains some antioxidants that will help you to keep your private parts. So the next thing is pawpaw, garlic, soy, and also spinach. You need to avoid things that contain too many sugar. Foods that contain sugar, they are not healthy for your feminine health. The next thing for the do's has to do with practicing personal hygiene. Now, personal hygiene, especially during menstruation or during your period. Now, when you are seeing your period, you need to, change your tampons or pads every 4 to 6 hours. Please do not use tissues and do not use things like cotton wool when, seeing your periods. You need to also wash your hands regularly, especially before you change your pads, and after you finish changing it, make sure you wash your hands properly. Okay, so always take your bath as well, morning and evening during your menstruation. This will help to keep your private parts safe and healthy in order to avoid infections and bacteria. Okay, so the next one will be to do Kegel exercises. Kegel exercises helps to tighten the vaginal area. So you want to practice it maybe 4 to 5 times weekly. By doing so, your private parts will be healthy and it will be able to be safe and sound. Next thing we might want to do is to dry our underwears out in the sun. Our underwears, when you dry them inside, can potentially keep diseases or infections or bacteria or germs. Okay, so you want to dry them out in the sun, and alternatively, if you cannot do that, you can as well iron them out. Ironing helps to kill these germs so that they will not cause any harm to us or cause infections to us. And lastly, the things that we need to do has to do with going to the doctor, a gynecologist, at least once a year to get a pap smear screening test for feminine area. Now, if you're not up to 26, if you're below 26 years of age, you might want to get a HPV vaccination. But if you're up to 26 years of age and above, you might have to go to the doctor. You have to go to the doctor, not might. Go to the doctor and get a pap smear. It is very, very important. This will be able to identify if there are any problems and then nip them in the bud. Thank you very much for watching this video. Like I said earlier, if you have not subscribed, please do so. And turn on the post notifications so that you know when I post a new video. Like and share to your friends as well. I'll see you guys next time in my next video. Peace.